Hello friends, this is Haradhan here. Hope you are doing good. Welcome to Selenium WebDriver Training Session 42. In this session, I will discuss how we can handle dynamic drop-down list web element in Selenium WebDriver. Thank you all for watching my videos. In case you are enjoying my videos and learning automation testing and Java, please like and share my videos. Do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notification as and when I will upload any new videos. Please provide your valuable comment for any input or suggestion. Stay tuned for my next videos. In my previous videos for Selenium WebDriver, I already covered how to select a drop down value, how to select multiple values, how to deselect the values, how to deselect all the values from the drop down list, right? In case more than one select element is possible to select from the drop down options, right? But some of the drop down you already noticed, only for some of the drop down only one options can be selected sometimes, and even there are some other drop down is there where multiple options we can select it simultaneously. Okay, so in this session I will discuss whenever the drop down list is getting changed dynamically every time, maybe some getting added, something is getting removed from the site. So how can we handle this thing drop down, right? So org.openqa.selenium.support.ui.select class is used to handle HTML drop down list web element. Okay, so this is the public select web element. This is the constructor. Okay, we use a input web element to build a select object. The input element must represent the HTML select tag, otherwise an unexpected tag name exception will thrown. Right? Whenever we are finding any object or web element with starting with the select tag, then we have to use the select class, right? Otherwise, it is not possible to select and drop down value from the particular web element. So there are few methods available, get option method, through which we can handle, right, the dynamic drop down web element, right? First one is get options, which returns all the drop down list options web element in a list. Users should iterate in the return list to get each option. The next is like get all selected options. It will return all the user picked options in a list. Okay, whatever options will be there, we can get all the list, though we are selecting or not selecting does not matter, right? Then next is return the first chosen. Then next is like get first selected options, which returns the first chosen options web element object in the drop down list. Suppose in the drop down list you already selected multiple options, right? But if you want to return the first option, selected option, so we need to use the get first selected option, through which you can get it, right? So let's go with examples. So here I already created a class handle dynamic drop down, right? Here I am setting the properties for the Chrome drivers. I am instantiating the drivers, right? So where WebDriver is the interface and the Chrome driver is the class. I am the instantiating the Chrome drivers, Chrome browsers. I am maximizing the browser. I am passing the URL for that particular test and quiz.com selenium testing HTML, right? So here I already opened that particular URL, right? Here you can see the drop down list is there. So I want to select any value. I want to get all the options, right, with the method already provided here. One by one, get options, get selected options, all selected options, and get first selected options, right? So get option, you will provide you all the options available in the drop down list. Get all selected options will give you all the selected option. In case you selected tens, it will give you tens. Suppose get option, where in case the option is 22, it will give you 20 option. And get first selected option, suppose you already selected 3 or 4 options, but if you want to display only the first selected option, so you need to use the get first selected options, right? So here first I will inspect that particular drop down element. We need to press F12 button, so that, right, we can inspect the element and we can create our own XPath, or maybe we can identify the element through the properties web element locators, right? You can see that particular starting with select tags, right, and all the option is coming, right? The value is automation testing, right, performance testing, manual testing and database testing. These are the four options available, and the ID is right testing drop down, right, with the select tag starting. Okay, so whenever there is a select tag, we have to use the select class, otherwise it is not possible. Let's first identify the element. Okay, so here I will create a web element. Web element drop down equal to driver dot find element by dot id, right? For that particular element, id is there. What is the id? This is the id, so I can identify with id. Okay, so I already, right, identifying the element. I am storing everything in the drop down variables, right? For the web element, we need to import the web element class from org.open selenium, right? Then we have to use the action class, right? So first, then we have to, sorry, select class, right? So we need to use select class. Select class is the select class, and then we need to declare variables new select, and where I need to provide the web element, right, variable or object. Okay, we need to import the select class from the org.openq.selenium.support.ui. Okay, so now I already created the object or instance for the select class. Now, right, if I want to get all the options, I have to use the list interface. So here, if you enter the object, then you can find all the options, right? If you press get, right, you can see get options, get all selected options, get fast selected option is coming, right? So if you want to get all the options, we have to get all the options, right? So here you need to declare some variables. Okay, suppose I am given the variable name is drop down list equal to, as we are storing, right, all the options, we have to use some list interface, right, and web element. Element, we need to close the tag. We need to import list interface from the web element, from the java.util package, right? So my that particular variable has been created object, right, where I am placing, I am saving all in the list interface, right? Now if I want to retrieve, right, if I want to get all the list, so I have to simply use a for loop, right? For suppose first I want to get the size, right? How can I get the size? So dot drop down list dot size, so through which I can get the size, total size. Now if I want to get all the options, I have to use for loop. Suppose integer I equal to 0, I less than drop down list dot size, because it is starting from 0, so it will go that particular n minus 1, right? In case the size is 4, so obviously it will go 3, because it is starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, that is the 4 element, right? Dot size, then I plus plus, then I need to give some second bracket. If I want to print all the element SYSO, then drop down list dot get of I element, get of I dot get text or get attribute, whatever I want to get it, right? I can get all the text. If I want to get all the attribute, even I can use all the attribute, and what the attribute value I can give it, right? So now if I run the program, so what happens? It will open the URLs. It will first identify the element, right, the drop down list, right, as we are using the select class. Then it will store all the options into the list, right, the drop down list. element, then it will give me the total number of size, and after that reiterating the I loop, reiterating the for loop, it will give all the options available in the drop down list, right? The drop down list is that particular drop down. Whereas option is automation testing, performance testing, manual testing, and database testing. So let's run the program and let's see whether the size is coming as 4 and all that options is getting displayed or not. So it will launch the Chrome browser, maximize the browser, it will pass the URLs, then it will identify the drop downs, then it will get the size, how many field this option is there, and it will print all the options one by one. Okay, let's close it and let's see what is coming, right? The size is coming as 4 because this is the first output, and the options is coming as automation testing, performance testing, manual testing, and database testing, right? So here your option you can see automation testing, performance testing, manual testing, database testing. So the get options is working perfectly fine, through which I can get the size, how many drop down options is available for a particular drop down, and what are the values are available for there, right? I can get it. Okay. Now if I want to get the first selected options, right? So how can I do it? Obviously, I have to select an element. Otherwise, how can I do it? Here in the drop down only one option is will be selected. So obviously, let's select the performance testing. So here, what is that? That index will be right. I can start. I can select any element from the drop down through value, text, or index. Right. So here, let's select it. Okay. So drop down list dot select, right? You press S, you can see select by index, select by value, select by visible text. So suppose index I am giving, suppose 1, because starting with 0. So what will select? It will select the second option, right? The performance testing will be selected. Okay. The first by default option is automation testing, but it will select the performance testing, right? So once the performance testing is selected, if I want to get the first selected option, obviously it will show me the performance testing only, because only one option has been selected, right? So how can I do it? I need to use get first selected options, right? So I will create a web element here, first selected option equal to, I have to use that particular drop downs, sorry, I mean object whatever I created for select class dot get. You can see get first selected option is coming, and I need to close the tag, right? Then I simply just need to print out, right, with the get text. Okay, the variables or object I need to use that object dot get text so that I will get the text. Okay, so let's run it and let's see whether it's displaying or not. Second one, automation, sorry, performance testing, because I am selecting the second index, right, which is the performance testing, and it will display. So it will open the page, maximize the web page, it will launch the browsers, after it will pass the URL, and obviously you can see performance testing getting selected, right, because I have used the index as 1, so starting with 0 and 1. So here output should be performance testing, right? You can see it is coming because with the help of get first selected options, right? Because it is only first selected option, we need no need to use the list interface, right? We can store a single element in the web element, right? So that is the important of the method, right? Get first selected option will only display the only one element. Okay, so there is no need to use the list interface. Okay, suppose now if I change it to 2, what happens? Obviously that particular 0 1 2 manual testing will be selected and it will be displayed, output will be displayed at the manual testing. Okay, so let's run it, let's run the code and let's see whether the manual testing is displayed or not, and it is selected in the that particular page or not. So it will launch the browser, it will open the page, then it will identify that list and it will select the the second index, right? 0 1 2, that means third option. You can see manual testing is getting selected here, and in the output you can select it is coming as manual testing, right? So that way get first selected options is very much useful. It will only display you the only single web element, the in case multiple options is getting selected, but it you give you the first selected options, right? Now let's comment it out, the code. Then we'll discuss about the third one, right? Okay, second part, get all selected options. In case you are selecting multiple options from the drop down, it will give you all the selected option, not the unselected one, only selected one it will give you, right? So here suppose I want to select the third options. Okay, so third option means the particular third options will be database testing, right? Only as it is a drop down only where I can select only one option, so I can select only one. But in case the drop down is allow you to select multiple options, so you can select 2 or 3 options, and if you use that particular method, it will give you all the selected options, right? So here already selected the index 2, which is the database testing, right? 0 1 2 3 database testing, it will be selected. Then obviously that particular method, right, the get selected options, obviously we need to use the list interface, because it will return all the user picked option list, right? Okay, so obviously again I have to use a right list. Same way I will create a list, and I will use that variable as object as drop down selected drop down list. Okay, that variable I want to declare, right? Which will be obviously that particular select class, right? Then it will be, instead of get options, it will be get all selected options, only it will display whatever has been selected, right? Then let's remove that part. If you want to display the size also, you can also get it, because only one option has been selected, you can also get it, right? And here you need to change it. So we need to use the list interface where we're creating an object or variables, right? After that, with the help of select object, I am using that get all selected options, so that in case multiple option is selected, I can get it, right? And I can get the size, how many options has been selected from the drop down list. Then I am iterating with the for loop, I equal to 0 selected options dot size I plus plus, and it will give me the text of the selected options. So here I am selecting only the index 3, that means the last option, right? Database testing. So let's run the code and let's see whether it's working perfectly fine or not. So it will, you can see the third option is getting selected, which is the database ops, right? Third index, that means 0 1 2 3 4 3, right? That is database testing is getting selected. And here if you want to get it, you can see the size, only one option has been selected, that is the reason size is coming as 1, right? In case multiple options were able to select for a particular web page, obviously the size will be based on the option selected, and the get text of the selected option is database testing. Okay, now if you change the index to 0, okay, let's change the index to 0, let's see what is happening, what the size is coming, and how many what the text is also coming, right? Let's save it, let's run it. So 0th index means the first option will be selected, which is the automation testing, right? And it will be displayed, and also size will be 1, because only one options we are selecting at a time. So it will open the Chrome browser, maximize the browser, pass the URL, try to identify the element, drop down, and it will set the in which is indexes 0 the options, right? Automation testing is selected, and it will, if you go to the console, you can see the options, right? With the help of get all selected options, only one option is selected, size is 1, and the text is coming as automation testing, which is matching, right? Here you can see the automation testing coming. So that's way, right? We can use all the three methods here, okay? Get options methods available in the select class. So get options will return all the drop down list available in the web element. Okay. The next get all selected option will return all the already selected options from the drop down list. Get past selected options will return only one. Okay. Options from the selected list. Suppose in case you selected multiple 5 options, only give you the first selected options. Okay. And here the get first option is the only one option, so it is not only particular object or element it will display, so no need to use any right list interface. And whereas for the other get options and get all selected options is multiple, there's a chance that the multiple options will be displayed from the drop down list. Obviously we have to use the list interface, right? Then you can get the list. Okay, so that's why in case any drop down list is volatile or dynamic in nature, that means every times there is a chances that some of the field will be added, can be added, some of the options can be added, or some of the options can be removed. So for that we need to use the all the get options methods available in the select class in the Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Thank you.